evening, everybody. This is your captain speaking. Welcome on board First Time Flyers. I'm your pilot Viv, and I'm here with my co-pilot Joe. Today we'll be departing for Pokemon. Fasten your seatbelts, secure your baggage, and prepare for takeoff.
What a hot day.
It's hot.
This isn't our first heat wave. We
had a heat wave a couple of weeks ago. And we obviously we started in the summer, so, it would have been hot last year. But if you're not a UK listener, that he'd hear everyone's like, oh, it's different. No, it legitimately is. Because our houses are built to keep the heat in, and we don't have aircon. And because we're recording, even though I have a fan right there,
we can't turn
have
any
it on.
No. So, for your listening experience, we are suffering. So
luckily, I have a bedroom that does get direct sunlight, but not until late in the evening.
Yeah, that's when it starts becoming a furnace. So we're recording early.
Yeah, because I've got quite big windows in my bedroom, actually. Mm. So if this was on the other side of the house, you'd be getting fucking blasted with rays right now. But yeah, we're safe for now.
That's good.
It is very hot. So we got beverages ready to keep us hydrated.
And we got some good old anime.
It's a good old anime.
Yeah, we got some Pokemon.
Pokemon, first anime we're covering.
It is.
Yeah. Not the first multi-language thing.
No.
That was Donkey Kong.
Yeah, we're done with France for now.
Yeah.
We're going back to Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to take a while. What's your history with Pokemon?
Like it.
You like it?
This is the thing.
I would say you're the bigger Pokemon fan by a mile.
I think so.
But I feel as though I have a weird history with this, so...
Yeah, I'll say mine then. So I love Pokemon. I've always loved Pokemon. My earliest memory of Pokemon is when I was in Spain. I had the Pokemon Yellow handbook, which isn't like those big guidebooks that you'd see for the later games. It was like a little, kind of like a notebook-sized handbook of just Pokemon Yellow, essentially a printed walkthrough. I don't even know if it was official. And I would read that as if it was a book.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually get a game until, I think the first Pokemon game I must have played was Pokemon Crystal, because I've still got that copy. I recently got it fixed because the battery died. But I don't remember playing that. But I do remember playing the Gen 1 remakes. I had Leaf Green and a Game Boy Advance SP with the tribal markings on them.
Hell yeah. You should have got that tattooed on your back.
That would have been sick. And then I walked into the ocean with that. So, no, legitimately, I took it to the beach in Spain and just had it in my pocket. I walked into the ocean. I was really sad. That was one of 2 Game Boy Advanced SPs I've water damaged.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. This happened again recently.
The second one went through a journey of me owning it, then me giving it to you for 10 years.
Yeah.
And you getting water damage and then you selling it back to me.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Viv gave me a Game Boy Advance SP for a Secret Santa present, genuinely like a decade ago. And then I had it and did use it. I loved it. And recently we went out and it was in my bag and a bottle of water leaked and I thought it was bust.
Yeah.
And then, I sell it for parts. I bought a secondhand one on Vinted. And all of a sudden, just for on a whim, I try it again a couple of days later and it was fine. Like, I think you said it's still got some
like
problems.
Droplets within the screen, but it still functions.
It functions, that's fine. But no, I love Pokemon. I've played all the games, all the mainline games. I am recurrently replaying Pokemon Yellow because I have played it before, but I recently bought the an original cartridge because I've never played it on the actual card before. I've only ever emulated it. And even though
don't let them know. Don't let Nintendo.
No. To be fair, I bought it officially when they put it on 3DS.
They don't care. They'll find you.
They'll find me,
Mr. Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh shit! He's at the door.
Fuck. Shigeru Miyamoto. Yeah. So I love Pokemon. I'm not one of those people though who can say he's got like, oh, this gen is my generation. I'm not one of those people. I think they've all got such unique things about them. Like I love Gen 2's art style. I love the way the sprites look. I'm definitely one of those people who prefers the sprites.
Sorry, that happened, Puff. You need to. Every severe Pokemon fan needs to have extremely strong opinions that contradicts everyone else.
I have one strong opinion that's quite controversial.
Really?
Yeah, but I'll go from my general ones because there's a specific question I want to ask you in regards to the strong opinion. Yeah, I really like the sprite-based games, but then also the 3DS games have a really special place in my heart. Pokemon X, I waited basically ages to get a 3DS, and I got Pokemon X with it, and I fucking love those games. And I think the 3D Pokemon designs are some of the best, especially Gen 7. I fucking hate Scarlet and Violet, though, the most recent mainline games.
Yeah.
I think those were unfixable, and I just don't think... I like open world games, but I just don't think Pokemon is one of those franchises that needs to go full open world. But
I mean, it kind of is from the beginning.
In a way, yeah. But that's what I mean in terms of... I like that style, but then not
corridor.
Yeah, it's hard to say because you can do Gen 1 out of
calling it
order.
corridor is like not giving it enough justice.
The designs.
The design of it is quite clever in that it is linear, but it feels so open at the same time. And they're able to put like a lot of nuance within the design of it.
Especially, say, Kanto, where as you go around the gyms, you basically end up back in your starting town and the story follows it.
They are like very well designed.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Paldea specifically, I don't want to rag on them. They're trying something new, that's fair. But Paldea specifically is basically just... You can do it in any order, except you can't do it in any order because the levels will be wrong. And also, I just think graphically it's quite ugly. I've got a lot of gripes with it, but maybe the next generation, which is, on the Switch 2, stronger console, might be better. I'll still buy it. I'm never going to not buy a Pokemon game.
And that's why they keep lowering the standards, you stupid fuck.
I know. But, yeah... My controversial opinion, I'll say it now because I was going to ask you the question, even though we had this conversation relatively recently, is that my favourite Pokemon is Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah. People say, normie answer.
That is a pretty
normie
I love
answer.
Him.
I love him. I love fat Pikachu and fucking little ball.
This is such a treat. Yeah, this is such a treat watching this episode. Be like, yeah!
Yeah, look at him. I've always liked Pokemon Yellow is one, I'm so nostalgic for Pokemon Yellow, even though I didn't actually play it at the time just because of me having the book.
You have a simulacra of nostalgia.
Yes.
You have nostalgia because everyone else has had nostalgia for it.
Yeah, genuinely, probably. That makes sense. But I was going to ask you what your favourite Pokemon was as well.
Psyduck.
Psyduck, yes, it is Psyduck.
I have a plushie.
You do have a plushie. Having a plushie makes a difference.
It does. It really instills a certain level of love and familiarity. It wasn't even mine, it was my sister's, but she's just sort of shoved it away and I was just like, I want him.
Yeah, I want a kit for him.
I want him. He is stinking. I need to give him a wash.
But well, I was going to say, because just today I saw about, there's a project someone made of a website. I can't remember the name. Maybe I'll find it and put it in the description. But it's a website where people essentially pick their favorite Pokemon and write a little reason why. Some of them it's just say, oh, it's so cute. And some of them give real stories about it. And they said within the first couple of days of the site being up, every single Pokemon had at least one person put an entry in.
I think that goes to show just sort of, even if you don't necessarily like a ton of the designs, which I think that's...
It's bound to happen.
Opinion. Yeah.
It's 1,000 of them.
I think it just goes to show that just even the wide variety, it appeals to someone.
Yeah. Well, think of... some people
That's what you can say about the franchise in general.
Yeah.
There is just an overarching appeal that's made it last as long as it
Exactly.
has.
We'll talk about the impact of Pokemon as a whole, but there's a reason... we could say that about Pokemon as a whole, and we'll talk about its impact, but there's a reason it spans generations. I still see kids in school now playing with Pokemon cards and talking about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's lovely that is something that's generational. But some people like the old generation. Some people only like the new ones. Some people don't like the Pokemon that are based on real items. So people say, oh, Klefki's shit, it's just keys. But then our friend Sam's favourite Pokemon is Aegislash. We got him and his wife a Pokeball thing, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. But, everyone's got very different takes, and that's what's amazing about the franchise, really, that anyone can sort of see themselves in this world and find something to enjoy. But what's your story with Pokemon?
I'm in this weird limbo where I am the most casual of all of our friends in terms of Pokemon fans. I have far more connection to this than say the person who's just not a fan.
Yeah.
I cannot remember 99% of Pokemons.
Yeah.
That is down to my terrible memory. But also I've played 3 Pokemon games fully through.
Yeah.
I have watched a ton of the movies. I've seen a bit of the anime, and I retain none of this.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of stuck in between being a fan and not a fan in the exact same time. It depends if it's right in front of me or not.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the thing is, and not to put words in your mouth,
I know more than the general public, but less than a dedicated fan.
That's what I was going to say. When you say you're a fan of Pokemon, it usually means like something more significant than just a casual enjoyer.
Yeah.
I think it myself. You could probably show me a picture of Pokemon, and I'd be able to name that Pokemon out of all 1,000. And that's what I mean. Of we've seen those quizzes where is it a Pokemon or is it a drug? And it's like, well, I'll know because I know which is a Pokemon and is not.
Yeah.
But even then, there's people way past me who are more fans. But then, of course, like you said, you can still be a casual enjoyer.
Yeah.
It's just the word fan.
There's a ton about it that I do enjoy. I do like the concept, the design. I do like some of the games.
Yeah.
I did watch the movie quite young, the first one, and I didn't really watch that much of the anime.
Yeah. So yeah, say about that actually. This anime episode, the first episode of Pokemon, I could have told you beat for beat exactly what happened.
Really?
I watched this episode a ton when I was younger, but I didn't really watch past.
I don't think I've ever sat through this entire episode, so this was quite interesting.
Oh, really? That's cool. But I tried. So when I think Pokemon X, Y, and Z was the big anime where people were saying, "Oh, this Pokemon's gotten really good," and I tried watching just that season, and it made me realize I didn't vibe with the structure, as an adult. I say adult, I was a teenager at the time, but as an older person...
I mean, they did say in the Wikipedia that they were aiming for elementary. Not elementary school kids.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that applies to X, Y, and Z. Yeah,
I'm not sure whether they changed it as it went on, but... people were saying about how the characters and stuff.
It was more violent.
More violent. Well, it's interesting you say that because the animation style was definitely like that because... Then for Sun and Moon, the next season, they changed and they went a lot softer with the art style. I don't know if you've seen that style.
I don't think I have.
I love that art style, and I've seen clips from there, and I think because they simplified it, it made the animation really fluid.
Okay.
Yeah, but, it's like the games. Some people will just find the styles that they prefer, But I watched more of the movies. I feel like I've seen most of the Pokemon movies.
I didn't realize how many there are. There are like 20.
Yeah, that's true, actually, saying that. I've watched... I feel like I could say I've watched at least half of them.
I've seen like 3 or 4.
Yeah. The more recent ones is the problems.
Recently, I've seen a couple of the Pikachu shorts, and they are adorable.
Oh, yeah. We watched we watched Pikachu's Vacation together.
Yeah, we did.
It
was so cute.
Yeah. Pokemon the first movie I've got a story about because I had it on VHS, on the yellow VHS tape. I probably still got it somewhere. It's probably up the attic. And obviously watched it a bunch as a kid. And then when I was about 16, I still had I don't have it anymore, unfortunately, but I had the same CRT with a built-in VHS player most of my life. And when I was 16, I remember being really ill and staying off from school and just, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't know what to do. And I just grabbed the Pokemon movie and just put it in and watched it.
Yeah.
And I was out of it for most of it, but it was so comforting.
That seems like a good
comfort movie.
Dying comfort movie.
Yeah. But I have a lot of nostalgia for the movies, especially. Like I can remember the opening of that movie where I can't remember the song itself, but it plays the song over the battle and things like that. Being excited. And I've seen a couple of the new ones. The newest, I don't know if it's the newest movie, Pokemon I Choose You, which is the remake of the opening.
Yeah, I did see
movie.
That existing.
I've seen that. I don't know if you watched that with us, but we did watch that as a group.
I think I might have missed that.
Okay, because I remember me and Meg watched it, and there's a Luxray that dies in that.
Oh shit!
And me and Meg were crying.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because it has this vignette style where it just shows this trader's relationship with their partner Pokemon being a Luxray, I think it was. Just at the end, it freezes to death, keeping him warm, and I remember me and Meg just crying. I'd be like, what the fuck? That's also the one where Pikachu speaks, I believe.
What does he say?
I can't remember. I think Ash gets knocked out at one point.
Ash.
No, it's got a squeaky voice. So Ash, it's okay, something like that. But
no.
Have you ever seen? I usually hate these videos, but there's videos. Theaters react to Avengers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's one of those though of theater reacting to Pikachu speaking, and everyone just it's good. And to be fair, it was a bit weird.
You kick off whenever there's the slightest commotion in a cinema, but I could imagine you see that and genuinely gasping.
Yeah, I love a gasp. I love when people gasp. Yeah. Genuinely, I can think of multiple times. Even one of the movies I complained about the most with this happening was Spider-Man No Way Home with the screaming. One bit I liked in Spider-Man No Way Home is when Daredevil showed up and people were just like, like I wasn't expecting him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I could go on a tangent about the whole thing. I'm not going to.
Okay. But, should we eventually get into the history?
Yeah. It was made at some point.
It was made. It's kind of weird. It's weird thinking of a universe where this doesn't exist.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Genuinely going back.
It's so omnipresent.
It's like still one of the biggest franchises.
Not to jump to like afterwards, like the
like Pokemania.
Well, yeah, like Pokemania, the effects of it afterwards. But I was looking at this Reddit thread, and people were discussing when it was like first coming out when they were children.
Yeah.
And recalling that, and a ton of people were reminiscing, saying that there was just a day where suddenly everyone knew what Pokemon was.
That must be crazy.
Like it was the norm.
Yeah, that must be crazy to think, because why do you think about it? We're 27, but Pokemon has been around our entire lives.
Yeah,
we don't know a world without Pokemon.
We have not stepped on the same earth.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I should have asked my brother, although he wouldn't have probably responded. Of just, do you remember why you got why do you remember when you got into Pokemon? But yeah, we'll talk about the history.
Does your brother like Pokemon as well?
Yeah, he does, to be fair. So, Pokemon was made by Game Freak. Game Freak started as a self-published video game magazine. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
We never get to talk about magazines, so this is fun.
Yeah, genuinely. I didn't know
like
this.
Old, not zines. Would that be counted as a zine?
I would argue zine is basically this.
Yeah.
Zines are kind of more just smaller self-published magazines most of the time. Whereas magazines, people think of usually thicker, bigger.
Like,
zines are smaller.
Like officially published.
Yeah, that's my interpretation of zines. Maybe the definition is different, but that's what I always thought of them as. But yeah, it was created by Satoshi Tajiri in 1983. And remember that name.
Satoshi Iri.
Satoshi specifically.
Satoshi Iri.
Tajiri.
Tajiri.
Yeah, but the first name's Satoshi.
Okay.
Because of the anime.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because earlier I was thinking, why did they go with that name? So, oh yeah. The name was inspired, so Game Freak, the name was inspired by the 1932 film Freaks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Garen likes that film. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to watch it. Tajiri was apparently obsessed with the film at the time.
Yeah.
So,
okay, that's cool.
Yeah. He was 17 when he started the magazine.
Crazy.
And because gaming mags weren't very common at the time in Japan, Game Freak actually became very popular.
So it was released in 1983.
1983.
So, and the NES was what, 85? So this this would have been like home systems, wouldn't it?
Yeah, which makes sense as to why they were quite.
I want to double check that.
Yeah, double check that. It makes sense as to why they would be a lot rarer, because the video game market hadn't really taken off. It would have just mostly been arcades and early home computers.
Wait, when did that one start?
1983.
Do you have a specific date?
No.
Okay, so the NES launched in Japan in 1983 as well.
Okay, so it might have been around the same time.
It seems like the perfect opportunity to start something like that.
Yeah, that's really cool. But so it was an independent venture, and then eventually manga artist Ken Sugimori joined Game Freak as an illustrator because he found the magazine in a shop and liked it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And over time then, they eventually began turning Game Freak into a video game developer. And I think the official transition into game development company, rather than just independent magazine or a magazine company, it was in April 1986. So they were going for 3 years and let's make a game. And their first game was called Quinty, or Mendel Palace, which was an NES game.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them knew how to make game music.
Oh.
So they brought on a guy called Junichi Masuda.
Does he stick around?
Yeah. All these names are people who will work on Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They made a couple of games, in the early 90s, building towards ellipses.
Yeah.
I've written them down. Pokemon.
Ah!
So,
did you name any of them?
The Pokemon?
No, the
I can name most of them if you want.
The video games they made in between that and Pokemon.
I didn't. I can get a list.
I mean, it's fine. If none of them stood out.
So Mendel Palace is a block flipping puzzler. They made a platformer called Smart Ball. And Pulse Man is the game I was going to mention, which was an action game. And they also worked on Nintendo's Yoshi and Mario and Wario games.
Oh, okay.
So not RPGs.
Okay, so this is like quite different.
Yes, definitely. So Pokemon was mainly conceived by Tajiri. You might have heard this story before. I definitely had. It's quite a famous story about the sort of idea that sparked Pokemon. So Tajiri grew up in Machida in Tokyo. Which is,
I know the story, but go ahead.
So as a child, he enjoyed catching bugs and going out in the summer, finding them, collecting them. However, during the expansion of Tokyo, a lot of the nature around his home was destroyed. So, he couldn't enjoy going out and catching bugs as he got older. So that was when then Tajiri got into gaming through going to arcades as he aged, and he actually went on to study electrical engineering at college. I wanted to mention that because I wasn't sure when to bring this up, but the first Pokemon game, it wasn't really explicit in what I read about it, but it's very much got a theme of industrialization.
It's true. That story is like so bittersweet in a strange way.
Yeah.
Because you can like think of it in terms of it's kind of beautiful. He wanted to translate this experience that a lot of people just wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And you could also just read it as like a man longing for his childhood that he wouldn't able to capture.
Exactly. While they were developing the idea, he said his main goal for the game was to regain the world that he had lost and to make a game that represents the story of a boy's summer day.
Yeah.
So it really is just him trying to capture that memory.
There's a ton of fantasy fulfillment in this entire franchise.
Yeah, definitely. But
like
also
the whole world is like the traditional jobs are like it's an adventure for children. It's a very childlike experience to go through the world. It's a very nice thing to capture.
Go out independently, especially on your own. And like I said, it plays into the themes of industrialization with Pokemon through their designs, like coughing, wheezing, muck, and Grimer. Like Gen 1 Pokemon, so red, blue, and yellow, or green in Japan. It has the most poison types out of any other generation. And you could probably say it's because some other types didn't exist. But I think you can kind of tell that it was in the back of his mind of, I'm recreating this childhood and this nature. Yeah. But having that idea of there is sort of industrialization.
There's like corruption within it.
Yeah, like coughing is literally, smog.
Yeah.
And muck is and
Grimer. I could definitely imagine you growing in this very green environment. And then suddenly there's just mass urbanization.
Yeah, it'd be probably horrible. I can really imagine that being upsetting, especially if you actually play outside. And it says a lot of, people discuss it even now about why don't kids go outside anymore? Yeah. Especially in America. America's a whole other thing as well. But why don't kids go outside anymore? Into the fucking roads.
Into the parking lots that are just everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a nice park. But kids might be troublemakers, so we've got to lock that up anytime that they might actually want to use it.
Yeah. There's a massive distrust of children.
Especially, yeah. And even distrust of just the fact of, frankly, it is dangerous outside. Right outside my front door, there's a road that should be 20 mile per hour, and people regularly do 40 down it, and it's just...
We're going to make an anti-car piece of art.
One day.
One day.
Yeah. I am a hypocrite, though, because I do have a car.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
I know. It's because public transport shit. But anyway, or a Boris. But yeah, so Tajiri began conceptualizing Pokemon as early as before Quinty was actually finished. So while they were making his first game, he had the idea. It was just about building on it. So that was around the time the Game Boy actually released. And Tajiri and Ken Sugimori were actually playing a Game Boy game called... I don't actually know if it's a Game Boy game, sorry. It was an NES game, as far as I can tell. But the reason I got confused is because So the Game Boy, one thing that was really unique about the Game Boy is the connector that could connect two Game Boys together. Yeah. And the Dragon Quest II, the Tajiri and Sugimori were playing it, and there's a really rare item called a mysterious hat that Sugimori found, but Tajiri never found in the game. Mm-hmm. And he had the idea of, it'd be great if we could send that from your game into mine, which is where the idea of trading came from. Mm. And with the Game Boy, it was less of a, that'd be cool, and more of a, we could use that to move things between cartridges. Because before Pokemon, essentially, the link cable was only really used to, say, battling and like that sort of thing, interacting in that way, not moving actual save data, essentially, between games. But so, and similarly, a lot of Pokemon's ideas do pull from other games and concepts. So the trading was sparked by Dragon Quest. The capture style was based on several different ideas. So the idea of capturing Pokemon in Pokeballs. Obviously, they're inspired by Gashapons, just in terms of the style. Yeah,
we got more of them here now, but
we do. They've blown up a bit now. Where I play Digimon card game, which I do. I used to do weekly. I do every so often now. But the shop that is in has tons of Gashapons now.
Yeah.
And they've
really crossed over recently.
Yeah,
so.
Recently specifically. Yeah, but they're obviously always big in Japan.
Yeah. So when we went, there was just thousands.
They were just everywhere.
Yeah.
Essentially, we had weirdly the British equivalent is a fucking put a pound in and get a random toy in a pub.
Yeah.
Except
they're way less cool.
Exactly, and they're fucking probably full of chemicals and shit like that. But yeah, so that's where the design of the design concept around Pokeballs came from. But it also came from the Tokusatsu Ultra 7. Have you heard of that? Yeah. So if you don't know what that is, because I didn't, where kaiju are kept in capsules until they're thrown.
Yeah.
So it basically takes the idea from there. The original name was actually, and I did know this, Capsule Monsters, or Capumon for short. But this couldn't be trademarked, so they chose Pocket Monsters
Why was it already
instead.
taken?
I assume because of the term capsule, maybe. Yeah, I couldn't. There was anything of like, this already existed, unless it did already exist.
Damn, I would imagine just like, damn, we got this incredible idea, Capsule Monsters.
Yeah.
No one will have this idea in the future.
Us thinking of the name of this podcast. No, it just says had trouble trademarking it.
Oh, okay.
So no further details on that. But I kind of like the name Capumon. It's one of those things where you can't imagine a different name because it just is Pokemon. But Capumon is just as good. I think.
It would never last, unlike Pocket Monsters.
So, in March 1989, Nintendo and Shigetsu Itoi co-founded Ape Inc., a company meant to give outside talent a chance to pitch innovative games. Something that Nintendo used to do was encourage development in the game industry, rather than now, where they'd rather hinder it at all costs.
It's a challenge for us to not
slack off Nintendo.
Yeah.
Look,
I think we have literally every single episode of this.
Look, I love Nintendo. Mario is on my wall. I got my Switch.
Mario's on my wall.
He is on my wall. Got my Switch right there. My fucking Game Boy. But there. I've owned like every Nintendo console since the Wii.
Yeah, just the recent IP.
Yeah. It's just them. It's like whoever's running their IP management. There's nothing against the games themselves. It's
just higher ups.
Yeah,
just fucking over everyone.
Exactly, and
making everyone miserable except them.
Also, don't defend fucking billion-dollar companies.
Yeah, don't.
Let us shit on Nintendo. Nintendo don't care. Like they don't care. But yes,
they're gonna copyright strike us for mentioning Pokemon.
I mean, we do have that one TikTok that only got like 8 views, and I can't think of what it could be other than the fact that we slacked off Nintendo. Like, surely it's not that, but also it's not like we excessively. Well,
we kind of do.
Well, I'll tell you what one didn't get shadow banned, because I turned it into a short. The one where you say about, this is going to sound crazy if you haven't listened to the Mario episode, where you said about like the premature ejaculation joke in Mario and it being fetish shit. Yeah. I didn't censor that, and that got like hundreds of views. So
people want to watch.
People want to hear the fetish shit. You know, yeah. No fetish.
They
shit
don't
in
want
this
to hear
episode.
about people slagging off Nintendo.
No, exactly. They want to hear about Nicole Eggert rubbing a cake on herself. But yeah, so back to Pokemon. Tajiri was connected to Ape Inc. through Tsunekazu Ishihara and pitched Pokemon to them. And Nintendo president Hiroshi Yamauchi, who we mentioned in past episodes, said, "This is the idea I've been waiting for."
Hell yeah.
I think, imagine hearing that. That'd be sick as well.
I'd vomit.
Yeah. So they signed a development contract in 1990 with Ishihara supporting the development and the debugging of the game. So Game Freak was given quite a low budget. I couldn't find the exact number, but they just said it was a low budget with the idea of it being a very small game with a focus on trading. So it sounds like it was pretty much just the capturing and trading part of the game. But they were too ambitious and couldn't achieve their vision. So the game was actually suspended indefinitely.
Oh, really?
So the Pokemon just
we never had
gone on pause, essentially. It's just like, fuck it.
And it never
happened.
released.
Yeah. End of episode. But yeah, so Game Freak worked on other games for a few years. And then it was Pulse Man in 1994 that they released with Sega, where they decided to go back and try Pokemon again because they'd built up more of a repertoire. They had more staff, including Atsuko Nishida, a graphic artist who designed many Pokemon, including Pikachu.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolute legend.
Oh, of course, a woman designed Pikachu.
Oh, no man could ever conceive of such a creature.
Genuinely, that's just pure perfection. That's why he became skinny.
Yeah.
A man got involved.
He did, just like, why are they fat? Because it's cute.
Because it's cute. Look at him. He's a ball.
Not to jump to the actual episode, but like when he does his little flicks and his little
I'm the
tilts,
same.
I'm just like, ah!
I know it's probably nostalgia speaking, but I mean it with my full heart that I love the original Pikachu sprite where he is just truly a ball.
Good.
It's like, I understand why they made him skinny. How's he supposed to move? But also,
Who cares?
look at him. Exactly. Ishihara used his knowledge of card games to develop the battle system, and that's when types and the Pokedex came into creation. So the idea of, this Pokemon is going to be relevant to, like, this is a fire type. That's just basically that. I'll talk more about the card stuff later, because that's more relevant not more relevant for the TCG. It just comes up again then. You'll know this name, Shigeru Miyamoto.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he got involved, and he was the one who suggested that there should be 2 versions of every game with different, I say every game, of the game.
You'll pay for your crimes.
Yeah. It was his idea to basically say, you've got trading.
I'm in two minds about this. On one hand, that is a marketing genius idea.
Yeah, a trading-based game.
Because it creates loyalty between whatever game you have and just makes you more strongly attached to whatever version you grew up with.
Exactly. And
but on the other hand, fuck you.
Yeah, and to be fair, it even does encourage you to trade with people and think of, if you've got siblings, of, we'll get one of each, and you've got to find someone on the schoolyard who has the different version. It's a great idea. I do wonder if, and I feel this way about Pokemon now. I watched a really good video essay, actually, about, I think it's called Pokemon Used to Be Lonely, and it's by a Pokemon YouTuber I actually do watch, Mad JTV or something like that. And he talks about how part of the appeal of Pokemon is you kind of had to go out of your way to trade and to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas now, because of the internet, it's global. You
That's
basically
true.
get what you want
more,
when you want.
Yeah, there was much more like physical
Yeah.
interaction with the people. You
Yeah.
couldn't just go straight on the internet or whatever.
Exactly. So there's a story. When I got my 3DS, this was Generation 6, so X, Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I decided during one summer, it was the summer we finished school when we had like 2 months off after exams. I decided I wanted to create a living dex. So if you aren't familiar with Pokemon, gotta catch them all, fill up the Pokedex. A living dex is essentially not just you catch one of every Pokemon, you keep and have them in your box. So you don't just evolve it and be done with it. You then make sure you've got one of each of them. So
Yeah.
I did that summer. And it was, the 3DS did have online functionality, but it was a bit trickier, and I actually had to go on message boards and say like, "Hey, I'm looking for this specific Pokemon."
Yeah.
Because you had to get friend codes and trade through that and stuff like that. And it took me a while, and it felt really rewarding. And I've kept that living dex in every generation that's come out since. I've got more and more Pokemon. and added the new ones. And honestly, yeah, in the more recent games, it is just kind of a matter of, I want this one, go on the in-game trade thing, get it. And, I still do it because I want to, but it's not as rewarding.
No.
I did it for most recent generation. I couldn't even really remember doing it. But, it's just that kind of advancement of technology. But that makes you wonder, is there even a need for 2 games anymore? Yeah, it probably makes more money, because some people will buy both for the sake of buying both for collector's reasons. But you can just get the Pokemon very easily.
Yeah. It's more just a standing tradition.
Exactly. It'd be interesting. Imagine if they didn't do that right at the start. Because Pokemon has always had those traditions of 2 games and then a 3rd game. So Pokemon Yellow we'll talk about later. And then eventually when the remakes come in, it's usually the pattern is new games, remake, new games, remake. It makes you wonder if that wasn't established and there was on like there was 1 Pokemon game and then the next generation there was 2.
Well, it just keep going up.
Yeah, but just people saying like, oh, I can't believe they split it in 2. Now I've got to buy 2 games. Just taking the piss.
Yeah.
It's just because it was established right at the bat.
Yeah.
But it was, like you said, it was a really good idea, though. And it was during the development of Pokemon that Ishihara founded his own studio called Creatures Inc. in 1995. So Pokemon is primarily known as being made by Game Freak, but it is also made by Creatures Inc. So Pokemon Red and Green released 27th of February 1996.
Say the date again?
27th of February 1996. Not 1996 specifically for the date I'm trying to beam across to you.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. We have a friend who loves Pokemon.
Yeah.
Who shares a birthday with Pokemon.
Oh, do we?
And she listens to this podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can edit this out, so when you get it...
Oh, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you get
it's
it.
Meg's birthday.
It's Meg's birthday.
I know.
If you didn't, I would have just edited it out anyway.
No,
so
keep that long-ass pause.
I'll keep it in now. But I was like, if you genuinely don't know, I'm not going to post it. I'll cut it so it sounds like you know. Well, that's fine.
Wait, can you incorporate that tumbleweed again?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's fine. Why not? I've got the audio. Why not? Our friend Meg loves Pokemon, and it's very exciting for her that she shares a birthday with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because that means most years they do...
In a way, she is the 4th even.
4th Pokemon generation, yeah. But Pokemon usually does something special for its birthday every year, and it's usually revealing a new game and then a fuck ton of mobile games.
Yeah.
So that's always nice to have on her birthday. I
love advertisement.
Jump into this new mobile Pokemon. We'll talk about the commercialization later. Nintendo didn't...
Off the bat,
it's there. I mean...
it does get severely worse.
It gets worse, but it does. I mean...
Kind of in its DNA.
It's just intrinsic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Nintendo, funnily enough though, saying about that, Nintendo had no expectations of Pokemon because the Game Boy was basically at the end of its life. Consoles usually have, 7, 8... Yeah.
The Nintendo Game Boy debuted in Japan in April 21st, 1989.
So the Game Boy had been out for like 7, 8 years at this point, and the Game Boy Color was going to come out the following year.
Yeah.
So yes, it was at the Game Boy's end of the Game Boy's life cycle. So,
but that's usually when the legendary stuff is. That's when the developers understand a system, its limitations, or what they can do with it.
I think that's more established now because, especially in the consoles that would come after that.
I guess so.
Whereas at the time, they were probably thinking, "Oh, everything that's been done with the Game Boy is all that could be done."
That's true.
But I do agree. I feel like at the end of lifestyles...
We do have 20 years of hindsight.
Yeah, because people say the same about Sun and Moon for the 3DS, for example, of just those games push the 3DS to their fucking limits graphically, for better or worse. I like Sun and Moon's art style, but each to their own. But that's always been a kind of a thing with Pokemon, I think, and that's one of the reasons I think the new games struggle is Pokemon's always kind of pushed its hardware to the max.
Yeah.
People forget how, Pokemon is essentially a borderline, not open world, but semi-open world game on the Game Boy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's insane, the things that they can fit on to those cartridges.
I have some Game Boy games that my grandmother gave me, and they were like launch ones. There was Tetris, and I had Super Mario Land.
Yeah.
And they are primitive. It's incredible given the hardware. But then seeing where, say, like Pokemon uses it, it's incredible. Especially like the second generation.
I love the second generation, even though it's not.
It's like a miracle that like all that works.
Yeah.
It has as much depth. I know a lot of people can gripe on Pokemon being like, oh, it's baby's first RPG. But having that on that system is phenomenal.
Yeah, and even just things like the second generation. I don't like not even talking about the Pokemon, the game, like the game, like the design of the games. Second generation is the first one in color, has Kanto. It has everything that's in the first game, plus a whole other region. It's in color, it introduces shiny Pokemon, so now it's got this rarity system as well.
Yeah.
Day-night cycle, breeding. Fucking the amount of shit. Breeding. They can fuck now.
Yes!
Yeah, as they should.
Yeah.
But, no, Pokemon has always really advanced the systems it's on. Until, I mean... The thing is with the Switch ones is they're trying to strike that balance of the Switch is a home console, but it can go portable and stuff like that. But
they're trying to have their cake and eat it.
Yeah, you know. So they thought Pokemon would fly under the radar, but there's a magazine. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I've heard of this for years. Koro Koro.
What, the magazine?
Yeah, it's a magazine.
I don't think so. Actually.
No,
Oh,
it's basically just a Pokemon magazine. Now it's kind of well known as, but. They handle a lot of Pokemon reveals now on an official basis. But yeah.
They do stuff with Doraemon as well.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So, Koro Koro at the time was read by 1 in 4 elementary school boys.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's fucking huge, yeah. So, Deputy-in-Chief Masakuzo Kubo commissioned a manga based on Pokemon, which helped boost the game's popularity by a lot in Japan. And they actually also handled the first ever Pokemon distribution event for Mew. They
really?
Yeah, so...
Okay, so I just want to establish a timeline. So the games were created, then the manga?
Yes, games, then the manga, and then it was in April 1996. So happened really quickly. Mm-hmm. So the games came out in February. I don't know exactly when the manga started, but by April, they were handling the distribution event.
Okay.
So they'd already established a connection between Koro Koro and Pokemon.
Okay.
And yeah, so how that mystery Pokemon gift worked is 20 lucky readers were chosen, and they would send their cartridge in to essentially, I guess, Game Freak, and they would put Mew on the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is sick. I think it was maybe the only official way of getting Mew in the original games.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and the game actually did then get boosted up to 1 million units sold. A lot of it because of word of mouth and Koro Koro helping boosting popularity. And this inspired a multimedia franchise. Everything. Trading cards.
Was that next?
That was next. So Pokemon trading card game was one of the first collectible card games developed in Japan. This was really interesting to me.
Is that true?
Yeah. So this is really interesting to me. I obviously play a trading card game. I play Digimon, and I have Magic cards. I didn't realize how recent the trading card game idea is.
Yeah, that feels like maybe I'm just conflating it with like general sort of.
Yeah, that's what I think I was doing.
Like a Yu-Gi-Oh, like a even Magic the Gathering, because that's been around for ages.
Well, that's the thing. So the first ever trading card game is Magic the Gathering.
The first ever?
I
guess like in a modern context.
Yeah, in a modern context. Magic started in 1993.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, and it really fucking popular globally. But yeah, I could have sworn it was like.
This feels
always a thing.
Yeah, this feels like, I don't know, this would be established in like, you'd get a really bare bones version in like the 50s or something.
I'm thinking Magic the Gathering is like a predator to D&D.
I guess they're just sort of a more fantasy version of like baseball cards, like sports memorabilia.
Sports, yeah. I think sports
obviously there's no
thing.
playing element of it. I mean, most people don't play the Pokemon game, they just collect the cards.
Yeah.
But that sort of idea
of deck building and competitive play. Yeah. I completely agree. I think that's what it means. Obviously, there was going to be some form of card games before, like you said, sports cards. I don't know when Top Trump started, but that idea. But yeah, I was really surprised how the modern idea of a trading card game is that recent. Mm-hmm. So Ishihara was who designed the battle system for Pokemon and debugged the game and oversaw development, was fond of Magic the Gathering, and he was the one who thought this would really work for Pokemon. So he designed the card game, along with a couple other people. I'll shout them out. Akihiko Miura, Koichi Oyama, and Takumi Akabane, who had all worked on another game with Ishihara, Earthbound.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it was Ishihara and some of the Earthbound staff designed the Pokemon card game.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah. So collectible card games were very new in Japan, so Ishihara struggled to find distributors, and Nintendo actually didn't want to handle the distribution themselves, because they would have had to seek out shops and places to store them and things like that. But Ishihara was actually contacted by a guy called Satoshi Kiyama of a small firm called Media Factory, who was a fan of card games and was basically like, I heard you're looking for someone, I'm willing to do it. So Pokemon's first set was released in the 20th of October 1996, and like the games, they kind of actually flew under the radar for a bit, but they were pretty much then an instant success.
Would you say, I don't know if this is true, would you say the card game's now almost more popular than, say, the video game?
Oh, I want to say yes. It's only hard to say because Pokemon is quite, especially since the Switch games, the idea is essentially, the new Pokemon game is the best-selling Pokemon game ever.
Yeah.
But I do think that the card game maybe keeps it a lot more interactive than...
Yeah, maybe.
Because back then, back even when we were younger, I've said this as well. I love the Switch, but I don't see it as that portable of a console. I can literally fit the Game Boy in my pocket.
Yeah.
So kids would take the Game Boys out and play, where it's not really doing that with their Switches.
That's true.
But kids are taking Pokemon cards out.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
see them in schools still, and
And you obviously got the whole Logan Paul shit. The whole
fucking commercialization and
I mean, not commercialization.
not commercial. What would you call that? It's not, honestly, I would even say it's not even just Logan Paul's fault.
No.
I think a lot of people put blame on him. It's not just his fault.
I think he was a domino in the effect of.
Yeah, there's a term for it. What's the term? Scalping, like that sort of thing. Yeah. Because people give Logan Paul shit for, he's definitely one of the reasons the cards have gone up in price.
He's trying to do the same thing for fucking One Piece.
Yeah, which is dumb. But yeah, the idea of these old cards, which, like I said, they were successful, but there wasn't much buzz around them, and now worth millions. And any old collectible will be worth some sort of money, but it's definitely been boosted by, say, Logan Paul spending more than necessary just so
artificially inflating the value of
so
them.
They could say this card sold for $14 million because that's a good headline, when really it was probably worth way fucking less than that.
Yeah.
And that makes people think, I could raise the prices even more. It says the same.
It's created this just horrible environment around these cards in general, where it's a money machine. And I understand, like, a lot of people find a lot of joy within them.
Yeah, we've got friends who collect them.
Yeah.
Like one of our friends, Kate, she's a
and
listener.
I do like the
genuinely
designs.
collects them. Yeah.
I do really like the designs of a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's just when they're getting pulled for monetary reasons. It's so depressing, man. Especially imagine being a kid and
you can't get them.
Yeah.
I've seen videos where people are fighting, especially in America. People will walk in, and you know how they're kept in sort of boxes. The idea is you take a pack out of the box. They will take the box and like bulk buy. Shops have to have rules about how much you buy. It's crazy, and I'm saying this. I'm not judging people for collecting cards. I collect Digimon cards, but I look at it.
There comes a point where you're ruining it
for kids, especially, and even just like, it's not just for kids; adults can enjoy it too. Okay, you're just ruining it for other adults.
Yeah, you twat.
Yes. If I follow one creator who has a series where he opens a couple like a fuck to the Pokemon cards, and it's because he's trying to create a Pokedex, so get an illustrated rare card for each Pokemon, and that's cool. It's like he's got this set goal, and even that is, this card is worth this much, this card's worth this much. It's putting a lot of all the monetary value on it. But at least I'm thinking, but he's got a set goal. He's doing it because he wants the art for collection's sake. And it's not like he's thinking, I want this full set so I can then sell it and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's always there. you could criticize Logan Paul for the inflation, but I feel like all of these pack opening videos, this pack opening live streams,
it's just created a culture of capitalism at its end game, and it's so depressing to see.
It is.
It's strange to say that for such a massive franchise like Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it's like taking that to like a stupid degree. It's so...
I see it with kids. This is very much old man shouts to cloud, but I promise you this is my experience. And I'm being entirely honest. I'll preface with this. The cards that kids have in school, most of them are fake. And that's fine.
That's awesome.
My Yu-Gi-Oh cards were fake as a kid. When we went to Spain on holiday together, I bought fake Pokemon cards. In fucking my desk drawers behind me somewhere, I have a gold Obelisk the Tormentor, which is not a Pokemon, it's a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card, but it was in a Pokemon
We got
pack.
so excited when we saw it. I was like, yo!
Yo, fucking Obelisk.
Like that shit against Mewtwo.
I'll take a picture of it and post it on the Instagram. But kids will say, I'll see kids, and I always engage with this. I mean, I always engage with kids in the positive sense anyway, but especially Pokemon, because it always excites them that an adult knows what they are. And then they'll be like, this card is worth this much. And I'm stood there like, not only is that card fake, I obviously don't tell them this. It's like, it's kind of sad to me that you're telling me how they're worth.
You need to humble these children.
Maybe one day I should just whip out, no, it's not. It's fake.
It's fake.
Your parents
tear it in front of them.
Look at the poiling. Just peel it.
Yeah. That would be such a vile thing to win.
It would ruin their lives. I could never. I think that's tantamount to like emotional abuse.
Yeah.
But it is that sort of thing of again, old man shouts a cloud of kids are aware of the monetary value. Yeah. Not all kids. I'm not saying that's why kids enjoy it, but some kids are. When really, it's just enjoy collecting cards, enjoy seeing the Pokemon. But yeah, there was then after the card game that the anime got made. So we're almost there.
We're an hour in.
I know. So there's so much to talk about with Pokemon.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I expected this one to be a longer one.
I imagine this will be the longest of the season. Yeah,
definitely.
So August 1996, Korokoro's Kubo saw so much potential in Pokemon as a franchise, he suggested an anime be made. Nintendo was reluctant, and as was Ishihara. So he was fine with the card game, but he was thinking anime might be too far. Because they thought if the anime was too short, or even unsuccessful and had to be cancelled, people would assume the games were essentially like done.
Oh, okay.
Because, and it's interesting looking back at that, because with every new Pokemon game, there's been a new anime.
That's true.
So if the anime did just end forever, people might think, oh, Pokemon's done, I guess.
Yeah, just a general fear of watering down.
Yeah, and it's ironic, but they were genuinely afraid of oversaturation and thinking...
Could you imagine?
Yeah, thinking if one of these goes bust, it's over.
Yeah.
So, don't want to fly too close to the sun. But Kubo talked them through the concerns. They agreed we will get this amount of episodes, because they were already working on the second set of Pokemon games, Gold and Silver, by this time. So Kubo essentially said, right, we'll confirm episodes until the new game comes out at least. So at least then you've kind of got something to build towards. So if it does end after that, at least then you've got those games. Which is where I think the idea of those games were going to be the last Pokemon games comes from.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that, and I'm sure there's probably some truth to it, that they were thinking, we don't know how long this will last. So they kind of planned of, if it's going to end, we've got this, something we're building towards.
Yeah.
But obviously, with the way the franchise went, it obviously didn't end.
Now it'll never end.
Now it'll never. I'd genuinely be fucking shocked if it did, yeah. So it was Nintendo of Japan's first licensed TV series. Korokoro's publisher, Shogo...
So, like, officially
licensed in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we had the fucking... all the other ones we talked about.
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show is not officially licensed.
Nintendo did not license. Well, in a way they licensed
Do the Mario
IPs.
not an officially licensed Nintendo song?
Unfortunately, no. I don't think we're ever going to hear Do the Mario in the Mario movie. Unless they're cool.
Cool.
That's what will get me to see the Mario movie.
If you saw that in Mario Galaxy, I think you'd cringe.
I genuinely think, that's trying too hard.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah,
fuck you.
I can't be pandered to unless...
Fuck you.
I can only be pandered to when I decide.
When it's niche enough, you're kind of just like, oh, okay.
Exactly. So, Korokoro publisher Shogakukan commissioned Oriental Light and Magic Incorporated for the animation. So
OLM also did the Berserk anime.
They did, didn't they? Yeah, OLM. So they're quite well known. They were the founding member of OLM, Kunihiko Yuyuana, as the director, and they assembled 5 main writers and 2 supporting writers. Tajiri insisted that all team members must play the games extensively, including the illustrators and voice actors.
Okay.
Which I think is really funny.
I mean, I understand with the writers, it's been unnecessary for the voice actors, but sure, why not?
Yeah, I agree. Illustrators as well have just kind of like, I guess, how would the Pokemon move?
You think 4 kids forced
fucking Veronica Taylor. Yeah, I think Veronica Taylor probably just played it because she seems like the kind to enjoy a little Pokemon game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I can understand they wanted to get it so... That's the thing, it is active franchisification. They wanted to make sure it all fit together.
Yeah, there's like a hegemony for it all. It all works. There isn't like a piece of the puzzle that sticks out.
Exactly, it all ties together in a really neat bow.
And I feel so they're branching out more these days, like with the stop motion stuff. Like it still fits within the iconography and the style of it. Yeah. But there is like a uniqueness to it, whereas this feels all coherent.
They needed to have designs consistent and
I can
rules
understand
consistent.
someone coming at this and being like, the hegemony of it all feels a bit stale, and that none of it really stands out. It's all one big thing. But there is like, I think there is like a certain like style to it all that sort of works.
I think it is a Pokemon style, especially in that early days. I think it's just...
It's really appealing.
Yeah. They were afraid to take a big swing with it all, just in case it backfired. But, so, a production council was formed, with 4 main members being Ishihara, oversaw the game, Sugimori, game designer, and artist for the Pokemon. He's the one who did... I'd actually mentioned this about Ken Sugimori. You know the very famous Gen 1 Pokemon arts, like the watercolor arts? Yeah. That's him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I fucking love those.
Those are gorgeous.
Those works are gorgeous. I love the coloration on those.
It has a nice pastel...
Yes, it does.
Lush look to them.
Genuinely. I love those arts. So it's those 2, Yuyuma of OLM, and then an independent producer called Yoshikawa. We mentioned him earlier, but yeah, Yoshikawa as an independent person who always had the final say. So it's kind of here's all the people who are really attached to this property, and then here's this one guy who can kind of be like, okay, as an outsider, this is what you should do.
Okay.
Which I think is useful, actually.
Yeah, especially if you're like that connected to it beforehand.
Yeah,
I could see it sort of in a different circumstance that would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, to convince this one dude.
Yeah.
But I think it's always good to have an outside opinion.
Yeah.
But so like we said about the hegemony of it all, they had to make certain choices and that would impact the franchise. So one of the first ones was the starter Pokemon. Would they be used? And they decided Ash shouldn't choose one of the starter Pokemon because it would favor
I was going to say, that is a very smart decision.
Yeah.
So having something that is beyond like the original 3.
Exactly. So that's when Pikachu was chosen because they thought Pikachu was appealing to both boys and girls. He is. He's appealing to fucking everyone. So the idea of Pokemon, especially in the designs of the later starters, like who could say if this is true for the originals, but they would starters usually fit kind of a sort of cool... There's usually like one of 3. It was like there's a cool starter, there's a cute starter, there's a... I can't remember the third one, but that sort of style.
A Joker.
A little funny one.
Hey, it's me.
It's me, charming. But yeah, that idea, and I can see why they would want sort of a more appealing. A mass appeal, someone who could appeal to everyone. A mascot, yes. Even if they weren't thinking of this guy will become the face of the entire franchise. Yeah, they needed a face for the anime. Another decision they made was whether or not Pokemon could talk.
Did they just sort of land on kinda?
Yeah. So they do. I guess they just didn't want to use the animal noises because in the games, Pokemon.
They didn't want to use like.
Yeah, that's the thing. In the games, Pokemon can use animal noises. And I guess at one point they had the voice actress come in for Pikachu, and she just kind of did the thing with her name. It was like Pikachu, like saying it in a bunch of different ways. Yeah. And they decided that's what they wanted to go for.
Yeah, again, that's smart as well.
Yeah, and they standardized that then for all Pokemon, not just Pikachu. But that became such an iconic part of the franchise that in the actual video games, since Pokemon Yellow, Pikachu, I think in Yellow it does it, and then in some of the other Sprite games it doesn't.
Yeah, obviously they were limited by their audio
exactly
capabilities of the Game Boy.
Exactly, and then in the new games, Pikachu will say Pikachu. The other Pokemon still have cries, but Pikachu will say his name. And I think Eevee on the Switch games does the same, because in recent years Eevee has kind of become the other mascot. Pikachu and Eevee as a pair. Yeah. Which is, like, again, cuteness, gender, fluidity.
Yeah, no, there is genuinely.
Yeah, especially with Eevee.
Yeah.
Eevee is arguably makes more sense to be a starter.
Yeah.
But, like I said, I love Pikachu. The anime premiered 1st of April, 1997. By November, it was the highest rated program on TV Tokyo.
Yeah. Is that all TV?
I assume TV Tokyo was the channel.
Okay.
Yeah, like how we had France 2 or whatever it was.
BBC 1.
BBC 1.
Tokyo 1.
Tokyo 1. So, that's in Japan. We're almost talking about the actual episode.
Almost. I mean, we could just talk about the sub.
Do you want to talk about the sub now?
Yeah, no.
Let's talk about the sub.
Okay, so what order did you watch this in?
I watched the dub first.
Me too.
I'd never seen the sub before.
Neither have I. It was surprisingly hard to find.
Yes. I had to, obviously this is all pirated. But
I mean the Pokemon anime is on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
The dubbed version.
I really struggled to find the sub with subtitles. Really? Internet Archive had the sub, but but not with the subtitles. It was just in Japanese.
Yeah.
So
I found someone on Reddit just linked.
Yes,
me
too.
Shout out to them, fucking legend. They had a Google Drive of, I think it's just the first season. Maybe they had the other.
I think I saw another post that there was more, but yeah, they had the
fully subtitled. Lush. Thank you so much.
Surprisingly lost to time over in the West, I guess.
Yeah, it was in quite low quality compared to the dub, but I'm just happy it's still there.
Yeah. Surprisingly, to not talk about the dub so much, but I was surprised how similar they were.
Yeah, I know the 4Kids version has like a kind of a reputation for obviously sanitizing.
Yeah, sanitizing and Americanizing.
There wasn't so much in this one. I know it happens
later.
Yeah. Some stupid shit happens later on. On one hand, I kind of understand, like, obviously you got to appeal more to like Western audiences. Yeah. On the other, some of the decisions are just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. It's interesting how it ages. So that was kind of the standard at the time. We'll talk about 4Kids more when we talk about the dub episode. But one of my favorite anime and shows that I did grow up with, that we're not talking about this season because I want to save it for something different, is Digimon. And one of the things I think that people say Digimon has aged better than Pokemon is Digimon, the dub makes a lot of changes, especially making it very jokey and comedic.
Yeah.
But one of the changes they made, which was really rare at the time, was they kept it Japanese. Yeah. Digimon canonically takes place in Japan. The characters are all canonically Japanese.
Yeah.
Whereas Pokemon, I feel like it makes sense to change it a bit more because Pallet Town and
it's a fantasy
stuff,
place.
It's fantasy.
It's based on different locations anyway.
Yeah. But then Kanto is a place in Japan. Kanto is based on Kanto in Japan.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later that Pokemon would make up regions with more looseness.
Yeah.
And even then, all Pokemon regions are based on real places.
Yeah. Like they're heavily influenced by like France or
whatever. Exactly. Kalos, France, Alolas, Hawaii. But again, it's more fantasy.
Yeah.
In Digimon, it's like that's a place in Japan.
That's
so
a good,
it's kind
that's
of
a good thing for them
to
separate them in terms of franchises as well. To have Digimon be like more of a set location,
whereas Pokemon
I think that gives a lot of appeal to it.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, we'll talk about Pokemon when we do our Digimon episode because they are intrinsically tied together for better or worse.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the sub. Obviously, I don't really have as much nostalgia for it.
Was it strange going back to just the sub? Because I've never seen any of the sub.
I've never seen the sub. It was a bit weird. I mean, just talking about my thoughts on the episode as a whole, I'm obviously very nostalgic for this.
Yeah.
I think this is a very strong opening episode the show.
I agree.
I love that it focuses pretty much just on Ash and Pikachu's relationship.
It's Ash and Pikachu getting humbled to shit. Holy shit, they go through the fucking ringer.
I love this. We were talking about this earlier of like Pokemon, you go outside, going on adventures. It's like, these are animals, they will try and kill you.
Yeah.
Like, Pidgey's
danger like front and center.
Yeah, it's just Pidgey's pretty easy. Spearow will get you. See that fucking dragon snake underwater? It's coming for you. Swim right now.
He left his mum like an hour ago, and he's jumping in lakes.
Genuinely fighting for his life.
Yeah.
Well, that's... Oh, I haven't even got notes on this. That leads into the fucking stupid Pokemon theories. Just ridiculous.
Did he die?
Yeah. Ash died in episode 1, or like he's in a coma and because of the Spearow, and the rest of it is just a dream. That's stupid shit.
No, that's awesome.
You love that.
I love that.
You love conspiracy theories by
I love
kids.
where it's like everything is darker than it actually is.
Rugrats is actually all in Angelica's head.
Willy Wonka is about the 7 deadly sins.
That one I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Any group of 7 characters is the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You believe the SpongeBob one?
The one, which one?
It's the same thing. It's just the 7 deadly sins.
I've never really heard it for SpongeBob.
I can't remember all. Like obviously, Mr. Krabs is like greed.
Yeah, Squidward is probably envy, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Patrick is
Sloth.
Lust.
Surely it would be Sloth.
I don't know who's Lust.
Yeah, Sandy, the one girl.
No, she's
Pride.
Yeah.
No, or SpongeBob Pride.
No, maybe. I don't know. It's not a great theory.
Look into it.
Yeah.
They should do Pokemon based on 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, they should do 7 Pokemon where they're all... Go Lust!
I mean, some Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pretty hot. Rattata.
Well, do the monologue of which is the most fuckable Pokemon.
Yeah, the fucking Vaporeon one.
Yeah.
I could get that up.
That's another green text full chanting.
Oh,
can pop off on reading another one of
those. Yeah, those do well. Just look at getting up. It's like, yeah, fuck it. We're just farming. Yeah. Farming engagement.
We're clip farming for...
Which is ironic because that post was definitely engagement bait.
Yeah.
Like...
Oh, yeah.
There's no way... Like, yeah, of course. They're just...
I mean, they laid out some pretty convincing arguments. You can't...
Yeah, can't argue against it. Probably is the most breedable.
So yeah, the episode.
Yeah, the episode.
I did actually like. Right. It was strange seeing like the different names for the Pokemon. I don't know how accurate the actual subtitles are.
Yeah, because Pokemon do have different names. I recognize Charmander's name. I've forgotten it off the top of my head now.
I wrote. Okay, so we got Zenigame,
Zenigame,
Zenigame, Fushigidane.
I'm not sure. Sorry, let me get him up. Let me Google. Otikaje is the one I recognize.
Yeah. And those are the 3 starters. I don't know which one they apply to, but that's what the subtitle said. And instead of Gary, we get Shigeru. And obviously, instead of Ash, we have Satoshi. Which
obviously names off people who worked on the games.
Yeah, that's really cute. Yeah. Gary's a cunt.
Gary is a cunt. Gary's in one scene in this episode, and he's just like, "Hey, fuck you." I guess like, okay, so we haven't talked about the translation of the games into the anime. So obviously, if you in the games, there's the character names did basically just become Red and Blue. So there's Red, the guy you play as, and Blue. And over time, they have become their own characters, especially Red.
Yeah.
But obviously, instead, they just translated to Red is Ash, and Blue, who is the rival, is Gary.
Yeah.
Especially with Gary, his design is just Blue's design from the game. And it's funny because, especially in the American English version of the game, Gary or Blue in the game is like, "I'll smell you later," like kind of cocky. In the show, he's just a dick. It's funny because we don't have any pre-established thing of, he's always been bullying Ash or things like that. Well,
he's just kind of the nepo baby of the town. Clearly, he's Professor Oak's son.
Oh, his grandson.
His grandson. Yeah. So the town adores him. He has like cheerleaders chanting his names as he runs off,
which is insane. Who's this famous child? Like,
I mean, well, we don't have Team Rocket or anything in this first episode.
We don't.
We don't see Brock. We only see Misty for a little bit.
I was surprised when we see Misty, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know that's her. She doesn't get name dropped. If you're familiar with the games, you'll recognize the design. But you probably wouldn't be expecting her to become a main character.
Yeah.
More just, that's cool. She'll show up when Ash battles her in the future.
Yeah,
Not that she'll be basically his companion for the trip.
Yeah. But I think that's good. I think it's good to just focus on the relationship. Because I was actually quite happily surprised that they didn't get on straight away. I thought that was a great decision, just to have that sort of conflict between them.
Yeah.
So it's Ash trying to like get his ground, and then Pikachu begrudgingly going along.
Yeah.
You do get the iconic Pikachu's like kind of sad face when he's getting dragged.
Being dragged on string. That's great. choices as well of Pikachu won't go in the Pokeball.
Yeah.
So they have to be companions. They can't just...
Yeah.
It can't just be Ash walking around with him. But I especially love... You do see Ash's character of... He unties the rope and tries to...
He's trying to meet him on...
Yeah. But Pikachu, I think having the Spearow attack be what pulls them together is really effective. Because Pikachu...
He's fucking shit.
He does.
When he fell out the bike, I was crying laughing. He hit like a sack of bricks.
He did.
He went flying.
I'm surprised he's not dead. Misty was right to judge Ash and be like...
What the fuck have you done to this guy?
He's dying.
You've had him for 5 minutes.
I love it. Even in the dub, she's like, is he breathing? It's like, oh yeah. Which is just establishing Pokemon can die just outright the gates.
Yeah.
But I feel that way about how, especially Pikachu meets Ash, electrocutes him, electrocutes a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Electric types are obviously very strong against
we get
normal humans.
In the sub, we get the full electric
The
brightness, the seizures. Yes!
Yeah. Yeah, because I was curious about that because they did re-edit these episodes upon the Porygon incident. Where,
do you want to tell the audience
Yeah.
about it? I'm sure if you obviously you're a fan of it, but if you come into this not knowing, then...
So there's a Pokemon called Porygon, who is based on like a computer model. And in the episode... I can't remember the episode's name. It's episode 38 of the anime. Let me get the exact name up. In the episode, Denu Senshi Porygon. Porygon... Well, it's not even Porygon. Pikachu electrocutes something, and... like with Porygon there, and it caused a huge explosion with flashing red and blue lights that sent 685 viewers to the hospital because of dizziness, headaches, seizures, blindness, and loss of consciousness.
But no one died?
No one died.
That's good.
So that's pretty good. Because I genuinely, when we talked about it the other day, I was thinking like,
Yeah.
someone might have died. But because of that, they went back, they took a month off. So they went on a month-long hiatus, went back, re-edited past episodes and like dimmed the colors, basically made it so, for example, Pikachu's electric effects couldn't possibly cause something like that again. They also executed Porygon on the spot. Porygon has, other than maybe a minor cameo from his evolutions, not appeared in a single anime episode since. Yeah.
Damn.
They were just like,
we can't
even fucking show him anymore.
Just don't show red and blue flashing and like...
It's not... Porygon's not
he's not a real guy.
He's not a conscious creature.
We cannot bring him back on. We are so sorry for what he has done.
They will never forgive us. I mean, you said about 4Kids had to speak about it before the show even started.
Yeah, that's true.
Of like, don't worry, we will fix that. We'll make sure that doesn't happen.
That's true.
But because 4Kids is working with the animation that Japan does, it's not like they can put Porygon back in.
No, it's very interesting. I believe because of that, there was like a ton of animes that had to like adjust how they create the animes, basically.
Yeah.
It was Kari Kano. It's like the guy who did Neon Genesis.
Oh yeah.
In the beginning of every one of those episodes, it's a warning being like, hey, dim your TV beforehand. Flashing lights may occur.
We talk about this.
And it aired like roughly the same time.
Yeah. We talk about this whenever we see in the cinema, sometimes in the cinema, an ad or a film will have an epilepsy warning beforehand. And it makes you think, oh, why has this one got it? And you usually can tell when it's flashing
I get excited. I'm just like, come on, make me foam at the mouth.
Yeah, but genuinely, it's a matter of, okay, did they have the foresight of knowing to put this in? Or
who died?
Did something happen and they had to add this in? Because you hear about stories like that even now, of this had to be retroactively added in. But you'd think by now, with more education on, photosensitive epilepsy,
definitely,
of just how to avoid it.
What do you think of the theme in this version?
Opening theme. I mean, the original opening theme.
We'll talk about the original.
Exactly.
So
in comparison to that, it just kind of went in one out the other.
I still quite enjoyed it.
I loved the end credits theme.
Oh, he's bouncing the ball on his head.
Love that theme.
That's so cute.
Really jaunty and fun.
Yeah.
But I actually read the lyrics of the theme though, and I did like the theme did encapsulate the show well.
Yeah.
Of going on an adventure, and I do love the whole going on an adventure with this guy, and then Pikachu like in the back. He says his name. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Did they use more of the the opening? I just want to shout out is incredible. I love the going from the game. And then expanding, especially with the audio, where it goes from like mono to stereo, and then it goes
That's
into...
incredible.
It gave me shivers. I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And then it's got the theme playing.
Yeah. The Pokemon music done by we mentioned him right at the start. He joined because they didn't know how to make video game music.
Yeah.
I should know off the top of my head, to be honest. I've just drawn a blank. Junichi Masuda is so fucking iconic.
Yeah, and I've seen so many breakdowns of all his songs. How complex they seem so simple from the outside, but once you go into it, there's so much like a variety of techniques, different like scales used for it. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and it says a lot that opening theme that plays in the episode, the that's still the theme of Pokemon. It plays on all the menu screens. Yeah, it's that iconic.
Yeah, so seeing that, I think that was a great transition.
Yeah,
to go from one to the other,
especially the aspect ratio and having the exact like fight from the opening games is genius. I thought that was great. And what do you think of Ash as a character? Because obviously Ash. I mean, he fucking sticks around. Yeah. It's not like they replace him.
I was when the episode actually started and he was going on this kind of borderline bragging. I was thinking, like, all right. Yeah. But I do like how much he gets humbled in this.
That's how I feel about Pikachu as well. I think they're good foes to each other because Pikachu, I mentioned earlier, he could shock people. Electric is obviously quite effective, and I think it's interesting that they get attacked by flying Pokemon, which are weak to electric. Mm-hmm. So Pikachu is just really cocky, but then he starts getting fucked up as well. Yeah. But he's just like, oh no. They both definitely bite off more than they can chew.
This is gonna, people are gonna hate me for this.
Yeah.
I don't love Veronica Taylor as Ash's voice, at least at the beginning.
Okay.
I can understand she's iconic, she's everyone's famous, she's beloved by all. Maybe if I grew up more with it, I would come the graveliness to it.
Fair.
And there's certain cadences that I don't know, it never sat with me that well. I don't think she does like a bad job or anything. That's just a personal preference.
Yeah, I really like Veronica Taylor, but I'm fully willing to admit it is probably nostalgia. For me, I actually really like the graveliness.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I can't remember who takes over from her. Because Veronica Taylor is
yeah, because she was there for like a couple seasons.
Yeah, 8 seasons, I believe. It's personal preference.
Yeah, and I'll also give them the benefit that this is like literally the first episode. I'm sure once they like get into it, they'll settle in much better. Yeah.
It was really cool seeing that 4Kids video that you sent of the 2-second clip of Veronica Taylor like speaking in the Ash voice.
Yeah.
I love seeing voice actors.
No, that is like a great thing as well.
Yeah.
Doing the age-old tradition of women voicing teenagers because it's a lot of teenagers just grow out of that voice like straight away, so it's easier to cast women.
Exactly. Should we talk about the localization?
Do I have any other notes
just specifically on the sub?
On the sub, there was a bit of narration in the beginning, which I think got removed for just the Ash speaking. It's kind of inconsequential though.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because I watched the dub first and I remembered the narration that I think sticks around. I was thinking like, I wonder if the sub has narration, if that's like an English thing.
Did have narration in the dub as well?
They have the narration in the dub.
The narration of like an omniscient one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that then. Okay, I was wrong. Ignore me.
Yeah. There is changes. You're right. There is editing changes.
Yeah.
The TV bit explaining the start of Pokemon goes on a bit longer.
Yeah.
I imagine maybe because they might have had to fill time because I think the dub cuts out Misty hitting Ash.
It is.
Yeah. Because 4Kids are weird with that. There are many times in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I could think of like they cut out punches and
they
stuff.
don't want to be blamed.
Yeah.
Or kids slapping each other.
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean,
what was the quote I sent you?
We have different levels of decency.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It was alright.
Yeah. It's crazy. But then people do blame television, and even now it's like, oh, they saw this on the internet. Yeah. You know.
And I guess they do edit it more for American like commercial breaks as well.
Yeah, so that made a change. So yeah, let's talk about the localization. We've already mentioned them, but it's done by 4Kids, directed by Norman J. Grossfield, who strongly believed that the show should be Americanized. Like we mentioned it earlier, don't really see it in this episode, but that stuff, like a very iconic bit, is later in the episode, Brock is eating a Japanese rice ball, and he's like, this jelly donut is delicious.
They don't even edit the a jelly donut in, it's just a rice ball.
Couldn't even just say this rice ball, like it's just rice or something. The CEO of 4Kids, Alfred R. Kahn, self-financed the production.
Okay.
Yeah, because anime basically was still quite niche, essentially. 4Kids offered the show for free to local stations in exchange for advertising revenue because there was a lot of uncertainty around whether anime would catch on.
Mm-hmm.
And Grossfield came up with the "gotta catch 'em all" phrase, which I thought was really interesting.
I just to have some like context around it.
Yeah.
The anime has, up until that point, was just like still kind of a niche.
Yeah, definitely.
It was definitely more known for being more adult orientated. So you get a lot of the memes are just like, oh yeah, it's got blood and tits in it.
Yeah.
But it's a cartoon. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But so there was like some breakthroughs, like you had in Akira, which did sort of kind of break through into the sort of public consciousness.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it was till probably like this that it truly like the general public knew what like Japanese animation was.
Yeah. Because even stuff like, say, Dragon Ball was a bit more niche.
Yeah.
You'd say. Like, not many parents would be like, oh, that's a Goku. Yeah. That's a Dragon Ball. Whereas everyone's like, that's a Pokemon.
Unless you're from Latin America.
Yeah. Latin America, I love Dragon Ball.
Or like in America, more or less.
Yeah, the United States specifically.
Mm-hmm.
The phrase "gotta catch them all" came from the anime, which surprised me.
Really?
Yeah. So, so this was what really surprised me when researching this, because obviously for Japan, we had the obvious progression of game, TCG, anime. So, the anime premiered 7th of September 1998, not long before my birthday. So even the dub is older than me, older than both of us.
Yeah.
Red and Blue, the first two Western games, were released 3 weeks later on the 28th of September 1998, which is even closer to my birthday.
You want to be Meg so bad.
I can never be Meg. It's like Google. Google is like a couple days older than me, and it's like, fuck's sake, I almost shared a birthday with Google. But now they're evil, so who cares?
I share a birthday with
the devil.
No. Halloween has nothing to do with the devil.
That's true. I'm sorry. I thought it would be a funny joke.
I share a birthday with John Carpenter's Vampires.
That's cool.
I don't know if it came out that day.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I do share a birthday with. What? I found this out today. Season 3, episode 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, aired on my birthday. The actual day I was born.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was funny.
And in the episode, they're like, happy birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday, Joe. A baby's just been born. It's fucking nativity.
Do you ever get any of those TikToks where it's like, oh wait, I sent you those. The fuck, what Buffy character would choose as their meal deal?
Yeah.
I guess so many of those are Merlin. Yeah, what would they do on a night out?
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Well, what would fucking Ash from Pokemon pick as his meal deal? I think he'd have basic shit. I think we'd like bottle of water.
Wow.
And fucking ham
Do
sandwich.
You hate Ash?
No, he's just the guy.
He's the guy. Know, that's true.
It's like how Red in the games is now a jokingly he's a jokingly silent protagonist with who's like gay with Blue. They went on honeymoon to Hawaii to Alola, and Blue's like, oh, he doesn't speak much, but it's fine. It's literally fucking like Grumpy Sunshine couple. Whereas at the time, it's like, no, he's silent just because the game protagonist didn't speak at the time. It wasn't a choice until later. But yeah, Ash is fine. He's just a dude. But yeah, so the anime. So essentially, all that to say, the anime premiered before the games, 3 weeks before the games, and then the TCG released 9th of January 1999. So the anime predated the games, and then the TCG came not long after. It all happened within a couple of months of each other. And that just kind of really surprised me.
There was just an event of, here's everything.
Yeah. Just like you said earlier, people being like, everyone knew what Pokemon was one day.
Yeah.
Of just, no wonder.
Yeah. If you had, like, say, a preference for card games, you'd have that. Yeah. If you liked anime, you got that. If you got manga, you got that.
Exactly.
You got literally every form of media you could possibly think of.
And they all got it at once. Yeah. So it was just
it was bubbling in Japan for, like, a couple of years before we just had an avalanche of it.
Exactly. And it's interesting to think of, shows, for example, like Transformers, My Little Pony, shows that are designed to sell toys. Because Pokemon is, but in Japan the anime did come after the TCG and the games.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, I'm sure there's like a lot of choices that come into releasing things, but I think it is really interesting that they released the anime before the game, almost to say, hey, get a couple of views on this. It might boost the sales.
Yeah, it's a good introduction of like the concept
of what Pokemon is, exactly.
Because like, I don't know if you felt it, but watching this, it makes you think like, damn, there's a certain interactivity present within the show itself that makes you want to be a part of this world. So imagine having like, oh damn, this world is so cool, and then having the idea, oh, you can play this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the anime was so big that the third Pokemon game, Pokemon Yellow, was made with Pikachu as the mascot, where you get Pikachu and you're basically playing through the anime. Like it introduces, we don't meet them in this episode, but they introduced Jesse and James in the games, which I think
are they in Pokemon Yellow?
They're in Pokemon Yellow.
Oh
yeah.
Shit.
So you could actually get the other 3 starters, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander, without having to trade because Ash has them. So that's the anime was so big that it did then impact the games.
Yeah.
And well, let's talk about the dub itself, and then we can talk about like more about the impact about Pokemania.
Okay.
So it was very standard, I think. It didn't really make any big changes
Initially.
Obviously later on it would, but it was a very standard translation.
Yeah.
Just editing out some of the violence.
The violence.
The human on human violence.
Yeah.
Still get to see Pikachu get a bit fucked up.
But obviously we get a different introduction. We get a new
Yeah. We get a theme. Yeah, so the theme,
not sung by Smosh.
Oh yeah, Smosh. The theme was written by John Lofer and John Siegler and performed by Jason Page. One of the most iconic American anime themes of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the most. I can't think of another one.
Honestly, up there. Yeah, if not. I think the whole... Because even if you don't know the whole thing, you know the, like, gotta catch 'em all. Like that bit.
I wanna be
the very best. No, they'll strike us. They did it to Smosh, they'll do it to us. Smosh won that fight.
Did they?
Yeah.
Thank you, Smosh.
Yeah.
Now we can do this. Like no one ever was.
Burn, burn, burn. It's a fucking good theme though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty good.
It really encapsulates it.
How do you feel about the rap at the end?
The poker rap?
Yeah.
I was really fucking surprised to see the poker rap.
That was awesome.
I was surprised that it's not the full thing. It's just like
is that not the whole thing?
No, the poker rap is like a full thing.
Oh, okay.
Which goes through all 151. Which is interesting. They say 150, so they're still trying to keep like Mew a secret. But the poker rap is just a thing, and I didn't realize it was an actual thing that played at the end of episodes.
Did you ever memorize it as a kid?
No.
No.
It's not like the Digirap. Especially because...
It's not like the Digirap.
Well, the thing is with the Digirap, if you don't know the Digirap, it's the Digimon equivalent. They don't just name Digimon. It's lyrics, so it's easier to remember. I couldn't tell you what order the Pokemon go in fucking the poker rap.
What's that?
I imagine you could learn, but it's 150 different Pokemon.
If we go down the street and we grab Sam, I'm sure he could...
I think Sam would...
I think he could hit some bars.
Yeah. He'd be good at the poker rap.
Yeah.
But I really like the opening and closing themes to this. I think the poker rap is a real sign of the times.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, But I do think it's charming.
Finally, rap for white people.
Yeah. I do like we just did 50 of them, come back next time for more of them. I do think the dub has more random lines of exposition, which, I could nitpick, but I understand why. For example, with Ash saying to Pikachu, it's like, oh, is the only thing you can say your name? Like, yeah, Ash, you know that. You know that Pokemon can't speak.
Yeah.
But then I think they work it in well when Pikachu responds like, Pikachu. Ash is like, yeah, so you're just like every other Pokemon. Get in the ball. He's very bratty.
Yeah, he is.
I do kind of like... The Pokedex is bratty in this one as well. The actual Pokedex itself is...
so passive-aggressive.
Yeah, that's Rattata. He steals Pokemon. He steals food from stupid trainers. That's
what I mean. Like the whole universe is like trying to humble him.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning when he's just like, I could be a master.
One thing I do want to mention is Ho-Oh appears in this episode.
Yes.
So this was the first appearance of a Pokemon that wasn't in the original 150/151
Damn,
Pokemon.
like right away.
Yeah. So they were just, we've got the second game's coming out. Let's sneak in a little,
foreshadowing. Yeah, it was a coming out, if anything, because of the rainbow.
Yeah. A gay Pokemon.
Yeah.
But genuinely, they've done that a bunch since. They're like Marill is also a Gen 2 Pokemon. That was revealed, I think, in Pikachu's Vacation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they would often use the anime to reveal early Pokemon.
With some breadcrumbs here and there.
Yeah. But I think that's really exciting as well. I can imagine being really confused, though, if you then got the first games. Being like,
where the fuck is it?
Where's that fucking bird? But it just adds to the sort of playground mystique feel of Pokemon. Yeah. But I don't really have much thoughts on the show as a whole. I think the episode itself is really charming.
I think the animation quality, I know, especially anime, the longer it goes on, the more corners are cut.
Yeah.
I think the animation in this episode is very strong.
Yeah,
I think it looks really good. I think the colors are fantastic. I think the shading is good. I think the motion is conveyed very well.
Yeah.
I think Pikachu's animation is adorable. He's quite sassy. Obviously, you can't use dialogue, so you have to convey all of that through
movement and expressions.
Especially when he's like in his chub mode.
Yeah,
he doesn't have as much articulation, and it still conveys it quite well.
I agree. I completely agree, and I think they do that with the voice acting as well. In a way, there's only so much you could do when you could literally say one word.
Yeah.
So you're having to have that different inflections.
Like when at the beginning he's trying to put him in the bowl.
Yeah.
And they break up Pikachu for every single time he hits it back with like his head and his tail and his hand. It's
exactly.
I think that was cute.
Yeah. Oh, you're playing catch.
That's just my general thoughts on it. It's just adorable. This episode's really cute.
It's just adorable. It is cute. And it's like, no, we're not going to keep watching this. The show is over 1,000 episodes long.
Yeah.
It is the 14th longest running anime of all time.
I mean, the original couple of arcs is like 200, isn't it?
Yeah, you could break it up. Mm-hmm. It's one of those, it's not like an ongoing anime.
Why doesn't Ash age?
Because
makes you think.
It's because he's in a coma.
He's in a coma.
And the other theory is Ho-Oh grants wishes, so he grants him he always wanted to be Pokemon Master, so he doesn't age, which I think that's a curse.
That is a curse.
Yeah.
Pikachu, I just want to get older.
Yeah, I think, and this is the boring answer.
I've been 10 years.
It's like fucking Fairly Odd Parents.
Old for 20 years.
The Fairly Odd Parents, Kimmy's canonically like 50. The boring answer, but the most realistic answer is they probably just wanted each season to be a restart.
It's a cartoon.
Which is why
do what you want.
Exactly. It's why Pikachu is not like level 100 and bodies everything in the later show. They have a reset every season.
One shot everyone.
Pikachu, fucking get it.
Pikachu, I've been grinding you for like 50 years. Kill him.
LGM, give this motherfucker an aneurysm. It's just like, I'm surprised more people don't just use them as weapons against each other.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck the Pokemon. Get him. Go for the trailer.
Go right for the jugular.
Pikachu, use bite on his neck.
What if Pokemon was fucked?
What if Pokemon was dark? What if it was violent?
What if it was violent? What if they used Bulbasaur? Pikachu! Can you censor that with the Pikachu sound?
Oh, of course we can censor it with the Pikachu sound. I'm not leaving.
And then for the TikTok, can you use footage from Evil Dead with the trees going up?
I will now. That's really funny. But is for the sake of meta-ness, is this bit also going to be in the TikTok?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
That's all I gotta say.
That's fair. Do you want to learn about the fallout of this fucking show?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. You thought we were done? No, we got more fucking facts for you.
Yeah.
So, by December of 1998, so we both exist by this point.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're born. The anime became one of the highest rating syndicated kids shows of all time, and especially impressive because it also aired during the weekdays too. This attracted two companies, Warner Brothers and Saban, who had a bidding war over the show, with Warner Brothers coming out on top, and then they moved to the Warner Brothers kids channel, so Kids WB. Their debut episode became the most watched premiere in Kids WB history.
When did that get you set?
I don't think it has. Just in Kids WB.
Do you have any figures?
That's the thing. I remember when we used to do figures. I used to love the figures, but it's just been surprisingly hard to find for these shows just exact numbers.
Okay.
By April 1999, Pokemania was coined as a term. because there was a scarcity of Pokemon products overall, including, Pokemon cards. So
The everlasting effects of Beetlemania.
yeah,
They just used mania as a suffix.
It's like gate, isn't it? Like Watergate causing everything. But yeah, was Beatlemania the first?
I feel as though it's the first big.
I mean, it's very early on. I'd be surprised
in the 60s. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd be very surprised
what about,
if there's something.
Gate Mania.
Gate Mania.
Where the use of gate as a suffix.
You could, yeah.
There you go.
You could cook something with that.
Put that in your fucking language.
Or you could
book.
even say about it like controversy mania.
Yeah.
Like Gate Mania is like the over...
Gatification
of controversy.
Yeah.
So Nintendo's profits soared 250%, and the franchise accounted for 30% of the overall revenue for that year. And the sales of the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color sharply rose. 4Kids expanded 30 times in revenue, becoming one of the fastest growing companies in the United States. The first movie premiered in North America on 12th of November 1999 and became one of the most successful Japanese animated movies of all time. 23rd of April 1998, so jumping back a bit, Pokemon Company was founded as a joint venture between Nintendo, Creatures Inc. and Game Freak, and they mainly focused on managing the merch shops called Pokemon Centers, one of which we went to, yeah. I got a picture of me standing next to Mewtwo. I'll post on the Instagram.
Yeah.
And
I looked at it and I got scared, so I left.
It was very busy there. Not specifically the Pokemon one. It was next to the Nintendo shop, which was very busy.
Yeah.
All I bought from the Pokemon one was a plush. That's where we got the plush for our friend Meg of Sylveon.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Nice.
And I think I bought some card sleeves. But they had like a plush. I think there is a plush of every single Pokemon. Maybe not at just that shop, but because we went to the one in Tokyo, in Shibuya. But I think in existence, there has been a plush made of every Pokemon.
Yeah.
And if not, that's crazy to me because that's such easily marketable.
Whose room is filled with every single one.
Yeah.
And it takes up the majority of the space.
I've got a couple of Pokemon plushes that have been given to me as presents. I think I've got a Sobble.
Are you looking behind me?
They're in that cupboard above you. Yeah.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Kermit's in there as well.
My favorite Pokemon.
Yeah. Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog. That's his.
Kermit. Right. So, some stats for you. Games, there has been 40 mainline games across 10 generations. I know Gen 10 isn't out yet, but it's been confirmed, so I accept it.
That's a better round number than 38.
Yeah. There has been almost 60 spin-offs. The anime ran until March 24th, 2023, ending with 1,234 episodes.
Oh, is it done?
Well, yes, but it's been followed by a show called Pokemon Horizons. So in my opinion, it's basically not, but it technically Pokemon ended, and Horizons is not Ash. So it is like a separate show.
I don't want to go!
Pikachu! He wakes up. He's woken up from his coma now. Yeah. Films, 23 animated and 1 live action. Detective Pikachu.
Of course.
With Ryan Reynolds. I hate that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not.
Was there a sequel? Am I making this up in my head?
There's a sequel to the Detective Pikachu game. I don't know if they're going to make a sequel to the movie. I just don't like that movie. I think the acting's quite bad. I think the Pokemon
it's got TV glow
really
in it,
ugly.
isn't it?
It does have TV glow in there. He's playing a straight boy, though.
Oh.
I know. He thrives when he puts the dress on. I like Justice Smith. He's fine in it. I don't even think Ryan Reynolds is that bad. I just think it's kind of...
how do you feel about the fan casting of Danny DeVito as...
Honestly, I think I'd rather Danny DeVito than Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is just a bit too everyman.
You're going from one Reddit pick to another. So
I know, exactly. But my head is like, if you're going to do Detective Pikachu, go hard with it. Pick something pick a weird, like a wilder voice.
Yeah, that's true.
Than just like a standard guy. Honestly, if you don't even want Danny DeVito, just pick someone with a really gruff voice.
Yeah.
Pick fucking like Carl Urban or something.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah. I want Pikachu who smokes 20 packs a day.
Yeah.
But, it is quite funny at the end when Ryan Reynolds shows up in human form.
What?
Yeah.
I have not seen this.
Okay, so Detective Pikachu. Ryan Reynolds is... I'm trying to... All right, sum this up. I'm pretty sure what happens is Ryan Reynolds is in a car crash and like there's Mewtwo there, and like his like soul or whatever, his brain gets put inside a Pikachu.
So
Pikachu's a human. That's why he can speak. But I think only I Saw the TV Glow could understand him. I know his name as well. His name's Justice Smith.
No, that's very funny.
Yeah. I think he is the only one who can understand him because he's his dad or something. Yeah, there's a Psyduck. The Psyduck in it is quite cute.
I do know about the Psyduck.
The girl has a Psyduck that's quite cute, but also no shame to this actress. I'm sure she did the best she could. The way she delivers lines in the movie is unbearable.
I want to see who it was.
Yeah.
I want to see who you differentiate it.
I genuinely am sure it was just the lines she was given were not great, but I remember her getting introduced, her first line on camera, and just being like, oh, God.
Arthur Newton.
Oh.
Bill Nighy's in it?
Yeah, Bill Nighy is the bad guy. He's Mewtwo. He's like the human princess.
She's in Radio Not 2.
Oh, she is. She's good in that.
She's also in Quantumania.
Oh, yeah, she is. Is she Ant-Man's daughter?
I think so.
Oh, there we go. I mean, no one's good in the Ant-Man films. That's no dig on here. She is good in fucking Radio Not 2. She's very good in that, to be fair. Hey, yes, some people are not the best actors. I do fully believe most people you could tell the sign of good writing more than a good actor, I
agree.
It's pretty hard to make bad writing really sound really good.
That's true.
But, so, yeah, that's Pokemon.
That is it.
That's all of Pokemon.
Insane amount of history.
It's weird.
You know what? Fair play. You did a great job.
Thank you. I feel like we barely scratched the surface, but also, got to cut it off somewhere.
Honestly, you could genuinely make an entire podcast around the history.
You could. You probably could do an entire thing on Pokemon. There's books. There's a book called Pikachu's Global Adventure. I've had in my Amazon wish list for years, like ever since I first had an Amazon account. I was like, this book looks cool, and I was thinking of finally picking it up and reading it, but I actually saw some reviews saying like,
it's not the best reading.
It's kind of personal. It's not kind of personal. It's kind of simple retelling.
You want like a thorough,
so I was thinking,
deep dive of it.
Yeah, I'm thinking, this probably won't tell me anything new. About what I know. But I'd love to. I love researching the history, and to be honest, knowing the fact that this franchise has stuck around for 30 years now, still going strong, and even though I don't like a lot of the recent game choices, those old games hold up incredibly well. And
just think now. Who knows what entails in like 30 years? Maybe the Pokemon Empire will crumble.
Maybe. Who knows? People try and get close to it.
I mean, every empire falls eventually.
Yeah, someday it's going to happen. Scarlet and Violet were definitely the Pokemon games that got the most flack.
Yeah.
And because of that, then there was a knock-on effect of the next game they took longer to make. And the Pokemon Legends ZA game, and that got then shipped because it had like day one DLC, which I'm indifferent about. I think it sucks, but I've kind of unfortunately accepted it's like just a part of gaming now. But I think the problem was because they delayed the game rather than waiting for the game to be out for a while, then revealing the DLC.
Yeah, that is
the DLC was
terrible optics.
Yeah, revealing the DLC before the game is even out is bad, regardless of like just delay the DLC a bit.
Yeah.
But the thing is that's the problem with Pokemon as a whole, though. So I just quickly talk about this. So most Pokemon games were like 1 or 2 years in development at most, whereas the next generation is like the largest gap between generations there has ever been, which is really a good sign because it means they're taking their time. But the problem, I've said this, I've defended, even though I don't like a lot of the recent Pokemon game choices, I've defended the development cycle because they're so intrinsically tied to the franchise. It's easy to say, oh, we just need a couple more months, a couple more years on this game when you're an indie developer with a team of 4 and nothing much is riding on it.
Yeah.
When you literally have an anime that's being produced alongside it, a card game that's being produced.
There's so many mechanisms in this industry that are rolling on it that it's just not possible.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, that's a bad thing. Like, it shouldn't be that intrinsically tied, but it is.
Yeah, it's a multimedia franchise. This is just how things work these days.
Exactly, and I'm excited for Winds and Waves. I didn't actually get the last Pokemon game at launch. Pokemon's ass and tits. Sorry, it was just your joke, but worse.
That makes it. It's okay. It's like when you bring like your ugly friend to make yourself look.
Wow.
But it's a joke equivalent.
Yeah. I'll probably get it. The last game was the first game since Generation 7 I hadn't pre-ordered. And I've got it now. I got it for Christmas. But if Gen 10 looks good, I'll get it. I think the starters are cute. There's a little fire dog. That's cute.
There's so many fire dogs.
The last generation did introduce a lot of dog Pokemon.
Yeah.
If it was a generation ago, I would disagree with you. Now, no, there's a fuck ton of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of ran out of mammals.
Yeah. There's a lizard. I feel that way personally about the water starter. It's like, wow, another gay-looking lizard. Groundbreaking. A bird. I don't love the new starters, but, you know, I'm not going to fucking go into my thoughts on every single designed Pokemon of all time.
Why not? We're 2 hours
What's
in.
the worst designed Pokemon?
I don't know.
What Pokemon do you hate the most? I don't think I hate Pokemon.
I don't know. I can't name them. That's like I said before. I don't remember any of the names.
That's fair.
And the thing is, though, probably the worst thing a Pokemon design could be is like forgettable.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who do you have beef with?
I don't think I have been. What I was trying to think, is there genuinely a Pokemon design I dislike?
Because a lot of them they seem hodgepodge together.
Yeah.
There's like 6 different designs just sort of squished together. Where I understand you're on like nearly 1,000 at this point.
There are Pokemon now where I'm like, this is kind of over-designed. There's always been that meme of, this looks like a Digimon. But that's because Digimon are famously more over-designed than Pokemon are.
That's like the thing, though.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point of Digimon.
What if Pokemon had a gun?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you see this dog?
Instead of tits, they have guns.
But they have guns that are tits.
The guns that are tits.
Yeah. Genuinely, if Digimon, or like, if you thought this recording was going to be long, the Digimon episode's going to be three hours just talking at you. But no, that's the meme of Digimon of, what if this dog grew up, got genes, and then got a ballistic missile put in him? Like, it's just true. It's what it is. But, you know, they have introduced, like, robot Pokemon and different things like that. And, you know, you've got to try your best to keep a franchise fresh. And maybe one day there will be a Pokemon hiatus of just, this is going to be the last game for a while.
I think you need to mentally prepare one day for just like, this is the last one. Well, actually, they'll never announce the last one.
That's what I mean.
It will just kind of fizzle out like most things do.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think is sadder in a way.
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot of talks. Leaking is a fucking massive thing in Pokemon of just, this is exactly what's happening, which I think is boring. Like, just fucking, this always happens when the new game is out. People, like, hack the system to, like the Nintendo, like, consoles, to, like, reveal the decks before the game is officially out. They're just like, here's the entire deck. It's like, fucking great. I mean, you can avoid it online, but you shouldn't have to.
Any franchise that gets this big, it's bound to happen.
I just, like, it's all the thing of, oh, because of leaks we know this, this, and this. Like, why do we want to know? Who gives us, like, fucking find out, but whatever. Either way, though, all that to say, there are beliefs on what, like, the upcoming games are going to be, and I'm interested. They do seem like they're trying to take the franchise in a couple different places. The parts of Pokemon I've really enjoyed is more about the catching and collecting, so I think anything that kind of reinvigorates that side of it.
Yeah.
Which is why I liked, one of my favorite Pokemon games is Pokemon Legends Arceus, the Switch one, which is a more open world where you actually, like, aim the Pokeball, throw it, and it's a lot more focused on the catching aspect, and you have to, like, sneak up on them and things like that. I really like that game, but the new Pokemon Legends game does the same but for battling, where catching's not the focus, battling is, which is why I haven't played it yet, because I'm just like, I'm not as interested in the team building. I've always been more of a collector.
Wrap it up!
I am wrapping it up. I'm just winding it up because I can see you go. But I'm liking talking to my best friend about Pokemon.
You're not talking!
I am talking.
We're not conversationing.
Yeah, it does have to be a
Have
conversation.
fun with it.
One side Pokemon, one side. Anyway, last final thoughts. Okay. That's all Pokemon. If you want to email me, here's my private email. We can talk about Pokemon.
Did we have no Reddit?
We had Reddit. Our post got removed. I fucking forgot.
Our post got removed?
Our post got removed by the mods. I imagine something to do with advertising. And to be fair, it's like, it's still Reddit, but it's a thing. To be fair, it wasn't like this is removed for this reason. Like, it was left up for a bit and then it got taken down. So maybe they just do it after a certain time to keep the Reddit fresh. But we did get comments about people saying, I feel like the pilot gives a good setup.
People commented before it got removed?
Yeah, people commented and stuff. So someone mentioned about the different special effects between versions and the Japanese changing it. Someone said, I Choose You is a great opener, establishes the world, introduces us to Ash. and his many traits and faults, such as being hot-headed and stubborn, but also having a huge heart. Shows us there's a lot of dangers in the series on top of the amazing wonders. Paints Ashen as an underdog, which he is for the bulk of the show, and paved the way for following episodes. And then someone said, I feel the pilot gives a good setup for how the world works. I and assume most people got introduced to Pokemon with the anime, and episode 1 does a good job of showing it off, explaining how trainers get Pokemon, catching, as well as how Pokemon can be dangerous. It ending with an at the time unknown Pokemon gave kids who played the game something to talk about too. So it's saying it's good for people just getting in.
It hit the playground like crack.
Exactly. Just like, who do you think that was? Whoa. That's what kids need nowadays.
Yeah.
With the internet, it's just like, no, generally, they do need more crack. No, I've just, playground runners can't really exist anymore because the internet's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I'm going to start lying to kids.
There is no more physical space, there is only digital space.
I'm going to start lying to kids and be like, have you heard of this Pokemon? And just make one up. A kid did that to me once.
Bring your fucking fake card.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen this guy? Yeah, fucking obelisk as well.
Yeah.
Hell of a design to show him.
Yeah. What?
Whoa.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? Yeah, it's a really expensive card as well. Billions. And then they'll steal it. And they'll just rip it in front of them. Just to show, like, I don't give a shit.
I don't give. You're like a fucking Joker printing a pile of money.
Yeah. It's about sending a message. Oh, God. Catch people doing that with actual Pokemon cards now.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Thank you for listening. Email firsttimeflyerspodcast. You can find us on YouTube, Pod One Out Studios, where you can find our other podcast, All the Hail the King, with Garen. This episode, we've just talked about It, the one with the clown, and the next episode we're talking about Creepshow, the movie, the anthology movie. If you're interested in that. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at firsttimeflyerspodcast if you want to send us a message or leave any comments or recommendations or any thoughts at all.
Who do you think is the most... Thank you.
Thank you. The most?
The most.
The most. Snorlax.
He is.
He's the most.
I'm going to get you that Snorlax bed.
I do love Snorlax.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just like fat fucking guy.
You ever thought of painting yourself yellow and going around naked as Pikachu?
I haven't. Oh, you know what we should talk about?
What?
We talked about Sonic last week and we talked about Pokemon. We should talk about Chris Chan.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Thank you for flying with us today. We hope you have a pleasant rest of your journey, and you join us next week when we depart for The Last of Us.